Hey there guys, Jason here, and today I'm going to be talking about I, Yori Aoshi by Ko Fumizuki. This is a 17-volume series that was published originally between 1998 and 2005, and it was completely published by the North American branch of Tokyopop. However, it's disappointing to say that Tokyopop's North American branch, I'm not sure if the entire company, but at least the English portion, I know for a fact, went out of business, so this is no longer being published. However, it's a really great series, and I definitely recommend it, so regardless of how you read it, definitely try and check this out. The story of I, Yori Aoshi centers around Kaoru. Kaoru ends up living in this apartment. He's kind of just down on his luck. He's not really able to make ends meet hardly, and he's busy with school. But then one day he bumps into this girl who's asking for directions because she doesn't know what she's doing really. And he finds out that she's actually looking for him. He ends up talking to her and finds out that this girl's name is Aoi, and they end up having this complicated discussion where Aoi tells Kaoru that they're engaged, that they are still engaged from back when they were very young. So it's kind of a comical setup to things. But what happens is in the past, when they were very little, Kaoru and Aoi are both from very prominent families. And these two prominent families wanted their children to marry, so that way they could kind of join their companies together and be even larger. But Kaoru realized his family wasn't the best. His parents were very strict, his grandfather especially, and he viewed them as evil. He didn't agree at all with their methods or anything, so he left them, actually, and gave up his inheritance. So the marriage was technically off. However, Aoi was spending her life being trained and developed by her family into the perfect bride for Kaoru, and because of this grooming that she had, she couldn't mentally let go of him, and she eventually ran away from home to find him when she was old enough, and she decided that she was just going to run away and give herself to him and just dedicate her life to him like she's always planned. And now Kaoru has to kind of go through the process of figuring out, does he want to get married to this girl that he just met, or does he send her on her way and say no thank you? It's a really interesting story. There are a bunch of different characters that they introduce, and it is kind of a harem manga at the same time, because all of the girls all the characters that are introduced are girls, and they all fall in love with Kaoru because he's perfect and he's intelligent and he goes to grad school and works super hard. He is a really great guy. He's very well written, very likable, but all of the girls fall in love with him and they have to deal with their emotions for him at some point in the series. And I really like it because I think that it spends an adequate amount of time on each character developing them to where you kind of get an emotional attachment to them. They have, there are 6 girls, I believe, vying for his affections, essentially. None of them are super direct about it in the beginning because one is, Chika is very direct about it because she's so young. But all of them are trying to deal with their feelings for him, and it's really interesting to see that because Kaoru is kind of oblivious to what everybody else thinks of him, and he's just trying to develop himself as a person, so that way when he gets married to Aoi, he is a man that can support her and provide for her. So that's really cool to see. I love this story. The story is really well done for a romance type series. I think it's technically a seinen, but it's got some shoujo elements to it for sure, with the emotional attachmentness of it. However, one big thing that kind of bugs me there's a ton of fan service in this. It's very fan service heavy. There are some naked butts, some naked chests, just a lot of stuff happens in it. Nothing super inappropriate. There's not that much that happens that's inappropriate. Just a lot of naked people. And a lot of it doesn't add to the story, so it kind of bothered me to a degree, because if you're going to have nudity, make it, have a point to the story. Don't just have it in there for fan service. But, that's the only negative thing. And if that's the only negative thing, seeing naked chicks in a manga, that's not that bad of a thing, I guess. But yeah, I highly recommend this if you're a fan of manga at all, and you're interested in trying something new that's a bit of a slice of life / comedy. It's kind of a rom-com. Give this a try. It's definitely unique. I would recommend trying to find it online, because buying the volumes is going to be a little hard since it's out of print, but it's definitely worth looking into, I would say. But if you have any more suggestions on romance, rom-com type manga, leave them in the comments below, because I haven't read many of them yet. I would definitely like to read more series like this, maybe minus the nudity, though. Thank you guys for watching, though. I'll see you next time.